When I'm talking about data science includes multiple topics. Data science includes statistics, data science includes cloud computing, data science includes probability, data science includes visualizations, data science includes artificial intelligence, data science includes machine learning. So there are multiple things that a data science will cover up. Now, when I specifically would like to talk about the visualization perspective, whatever the data or whatever the projects that we are working, we have to make sure that how we represent it. If we talk something about the representation perspective, then it is very important for us to select the right visual for the right content. So in order to know that, what is the probable approach or what are the different types of variables that we have, or for which kind of variable, which kind of visualization we have to use in data science. Hi, I'm M. Asif Hussain from KnowHow Academy. We are going to learn and understand how to represent the relationships between two variables in data science. We are also going to understand what is a cross table and what is a scatter plot with a practical example. By the end of this video, you could able to understand the different types of variables, what kind of visuals we have to choose, and what kind of data represents which kind of visual in data science. So watch till the end. So my dear viewers, here first let me go and talk to you about something called as variables. When I'm talking about variables, okay, so in variables there are a lot of types of variables that you and I generally know. But when I am talking about the variables in the visualization perspective, then I would like to guide it in two kind of difference. What are the two types of differences that I would like to talk about? So one, we have something called as categorical information. We have something called as categorical information, and another one something we have is numerical information. So what is categorical information? Categorical information is something that we have the alphabets. We have alphabets with numbers. We have alphabets with special characters. We have alphabets with special characters with numbers. Okay, all these comes under the categorical data. Now, when I specifically talk about numerical data, the numerical, in the name itself we have numeric, which is nothing but number. So if we are talking something about the number alone, then we go with the numerical data. Now, if I again categorize this categorical data, then under this categorical data, if we would like to represent this one, okay, then we can go with something called as cross tables. We are going to learn something about cross tables. Okay, so when I specifically talk about categorical, then cross tables will come into the picture. Now again the same thing, if I would like to go with the numerical, so whenever we have the numerical data, it is good. I'm not only telling you that this is the only option, but it is preferable and it is good to consider the scatter plot visual. Okay, it is good to consider the scatter plot visual. So this is how we need to understand what kind of data we have, what is the propaganda, what kind of information is my particular data giving, so what can be the probable output for this one. We have to predict all these things, we have to analyze all these things, then we have to go and work on it. Now in the same way, let me explain you about one interesting data. Okay, I hope you will be very much enthusiastic to know about it. So first let me ask you a question. When we start earning, we generally think about the investment. We should think about the investment because for what? It's not for the current status, it's for the future use. Now in the same way, when I'm talking about the investment can be in any form. there are n number of forms. Okay, so many people start investment in real estate, many people start investing in stocks, many people start investing in gold, many people start investing in housing finance or whatever the insurances. There are multiple things that people start investing. Many, they even go and opt few government schemes, central government schemes, state government schemes, where we have the investment plans. So my dear viewers, there are many such investments. But one thing we should understand is that whatever we are investing, that should be helpful for us for our future growth. For example, if I'm investing 10 rupees now, it should be 1000 rupees in my future. Okay, it should not decrease, but it should increase more than the double. And that will be helpful. So in the same way, let's consider. So here I have something called as a type of investment. Okay, I have something called as type of investment. So in this type of investment, let us consider there are three types of investments that we have. One we have is gold. Okay, another one I have something called as a food business. Many people even know, or it is trending nowadays, that food, it is becoming trendy. Okay, so we are even going and investing in food business by opening up a restaurant or a small business. So again, we have something called as real estate, which is always in demand. Okay, so real estate. So there are three types of investments that we have. So we have again the three investors A, B, C. We have three investors A, B, C. So now we should understand that, okay, the time to time perspective, okay, whether the investor A will be in more demand, or the investor B will be in more demand, or the investor C will be in more demand. For example, sometimes the gold might little bit be less when compared to real estate. Sometimes real estate might be a big, slower when compared to the food business. So if we would like to try to compare all these aspects, there are many things. So the same thing, let's understand this with some numbers. So as we can see here, we have the type of investment that we have discussed just now, which is gold, food business and real estate. So for example, investor A has invested 172 in gold, and investor B has invested 7 in gold, and investor C has invested 46 in gold. Okay, so the overall, if you see, it is 225. Okay, the overall, let's understand, it is the overall of the total gold. It is the overall of the total gold of investor A, investor B and investor C. But if we see investor A alone, investor A has invested 172 in gold, investor A has invested 98 in food business, and investor A has also invested 69 in real estate. So if we see the overall count of investor A, it is 339. Okay, that is the difference, and that we have to understand. Investor A total investment and the total investment of gold. The investor B total investment and the total investment of food business. So something like this. Okay, so that's what we have to understand. Now here we have a data. Okay, so what kind of visual will be suitable in order to represent this data? For this, I would like to tell that it should be the side by side bar chart. It is like a bar chart, but it is side by side bar chart. Okay, so here if you see that we have investors details, investor A, investor B and investor C. Okay, so investor B, so green color is indicating gold, blue color is indicating food business and yellow color is indicating real estate. So with this, what we can go and understand is that if you see here, investor B in real estate, okay, that's more in demand, which is 581. If we see here, so when we are trying to represent, see this investor B, and if we see that it is in between, let us consider 580, that we can see this one. So cross table, we generally call this one as a cross table, where we are having the multiple cross table. So all the investors total and the individual person's total. So that's considered as a cross table, and that's how we are going to represent it using side by side bar chart. Okay, so now let's move on to the next representation, which is a scatter plot. So here I have some information. Okay, I have the information of students who are good in reading. So how many people are in reading and how many people have got marks in writing. So those informations we have it here. If we would like to represent, see this, there are all numerical data. Can you see this one? It is all numerical data. So this numerical data, what we are trying to do, we are trying to represent it in the form of a visual. That's where scatterplot comes into the picture. Okay, so now if you see this, the overall downfall here, and the people who are in high in demand here, or where they are good in reading as well, where they are good in writing as well, so that we can easily go and compare it when we represent it in a scatter plot chart. So if you see here, for example, if I take this writing, it is 346 and 208. So 208 and 346. So when I'm talking about this one, see this one, it is just 208 here, I mean just above 200, and it is 346 which is here in reading. So this guy is good in reading and little bit less in writing. So that's how it can be predicted. So my dear viewers, whenever I'm talking about the visualization perspective, we should always think that what kind of data that we have and what is the right visual that we have to choose. In this video we have learned how to represent the relationships between two variables in data science, and we have also learned the cross tables and scatter plot in data science. Thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as your source for IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate the tech world. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.